I'm going to be talking about cocks and cockfighting today, so we'll just see how the algorithm handles that, but here goes nothing. So, it's a fairly well known fact that cockfighting was a highly popular sport in Newcastle, and it might be a slightly less well known fact that Newcastle had the country's last cockfighting pit, but it's what the cockfighting ban tells us about class struggle that I'm concerned about. Back in the day, cockfighting was somewhat of a cross-community sport. Unlike your bull baiting and your bear baiting, which were mostly confined to the rural working classes, cockfighting was popular in the city and open field alike, and drew spectators from all classes of society. The blood sport was famously popular among the pitmen and miners of the North East, but it was also known to have attracted the likes of Charles Grey and the Duke of Northumberland. But then, around the start of the 19th century, people's taste for blood weakens and they start to take an unfavourable view of blood sports. Now, it's impossible to say what, if any, was the single leading cause behind the fate of the sport. But it's evident that when you look at the history, for some of the loudest voices, it was less about the welfare of the animals and more about the behaviour of the working classes who took part. They were said to be loud, rowdy, drunk and violent. In 1835, the Cruelty to Animal Act makes cockfighting, bull baiting and bear baiting illegal. After this, cockfighting quickly fades into obscurity. However, it held a curious foothold in two places, Newcastle and among the wealthy elite. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you like, but it sounds to me like the Duke of Northumberland might have been losing too much money to Geordie from doing the pit, and put pressure on the government to bring in harsher laws. It's interesting to note that the common punishment for cockfighting was often a fine, which makes it all but impossible for Geordie for doing the pit to take part, but it's essentially a small blood sport tax for the rich man. I think this has quite obvious parallels to the criminalisation of minority communities in the early 20th century with the prohibition of cannabis. In one fell swoop, the ruling class got rid of the dirty poor people from their favourite game and demonised the poor bastards along the way. Don't get us wrong, cockfighting and all blood sports are barbaric, and it's a good thing they've gone, but maybe this is an example of one of those weird cases where in an effort to marginalise poor people, the establishment inadvertently does some good too, like the universe sort of self-correcting itself. Now if it can only stop them hunting foxes, that'd be ideal. Maybe a load of drunken rowdy Geordies need to turn up at the next hunt and cause a bit of trouble. Just saying. Thanks for watching and drop me a follow for further peeks over the hedgerow.